Popular fish are silently aging you faster. Think eating fish keeps you healthy? Think again. Some choices quietly speed up memory loss, heart damage, and joint pain. The right swaps can change everything, starting today. Have you ever sat down to a nice seafood dinner, thinking you're making a healthy choice, only to discover you might be putting your brain at risk? I get it. You're doing your best to prioritize healthy aging, but there's a sneaky culprit lurking on many plates: high mercury fish. Yep, it sounds dramatic, but stick with me. Studies, including blood analyses from the National Institute on Aging, show that seniors who consume high mercury fish regularly are 60% more likely to develop neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's. That's not just a number. That's a real staggering risk that could change the trajectory of your golden years. Imagine this. You're at a family gathering. Laughter fills the room, but you find yourself struggling to remember your own grandchild's name. Chilling, right? Mercury slowly poisons the brain's delicate pathways, leading to memory loss, mood swings, and cognitive decline, all symptoms that, frustratingly, often get brushed off as just getting older. But let's be clear, not all aging must involve decline. With the right steps, longevity and vibrant senior health are well within your reach. Now, here's a common myth. Fish is always brain food. Not so fast. While omega-3 fatty acids are fantastic for anti-aging and brain health, mercury binds to brain tissue and does the exact opposite, causing oxidative stress and chronic inflammation. It's a cruel irony, isn't it? The very food you thought would sharpen your mind could be dulling it instead. Practical tip: think twice about that swordfish steak or king mackerel fillet. Choose smaller, shorter-lived fish instead. They simply don't have enough time to absorb high levels of mercury. Think sardines, anchovies, and herring. Your brain will thank you. And if you're a sushi lover, skip the big predators like tuna and opt for salmon or trout rolls instead. Tiny changes, massive impact. You deserve a future where you don't just live longer, you thrive. You laugh, you dance, you remember every inside joke and every grand moment. Choosing your fish wisely is a cornerstone of that future. And guess what? There's actually a delicious lineup of low-mercury fish that can supercharge your vitality and help protect your mind for decades to come. If you're looking for a fish that's not just safe but downright heroic for your health, let me introduce you to a true hidden gem: rainbow trout. Think of it as nature's way of saying, hey, I've got your back. Light, flavorful, and packed with life-giving nutrients, rainbow trout is like a secret weapon for healthy aging that way too many people overlook. Here's the deal. Rainbow trout is loaded with omega-3 fatty acids, crucial players in keeping your brain sharp and your heart humming along happily. But that's just the beginning. It's a gold mine of vitamin B12 too, which, if you didn't know, is like rocket fuel for your nerves, red blood cells, and DNA. A deficiency here can make you feel tired, foggy, and older than your years. Yikes, right? But with rainbow trout on your plate, you're stacking the deck in favor of longevity and robust senior health. And get this, it's extremely low in mercury. No sneaky brain drain happening here. Your mind stays clear, your muscles stay strong, and your immune system gets a serious pat on the back. Not bad for a fish that's as easy on the taste buds as it is on the body. It's so easy to digest, you could enjoy it for dinner and still feel light enough to take that evening stroll around the block. Maybe even pick up the pace a little. Let me bust another myth while we're at it. Healthy fish are expensive and hard to prepare. Nope. Rainbow trout is often affordable and ridiculously simple to cook. Think pan-seared with a touch of olive oil, lemon, and a sprinkle of herbs. If you can make a grilled cheese, you can cook a trout fillet. And hey, if you're the adventurous type, trout tacos with avocado and cabbage slaw will knock your socks off. I once had a client, Mary, 72, vibrant and sharp as a tack, who swapped out her usual farmed tilapia for rainbow trout twice a week. 6 months later, her energy levels were through the roof, her memory tests improved, and she said she hadn't felt that strong since her 40s. True story. So, next time you're strolling through the seafood section, remember, rainbow trout isn't just another fish. It's a forkful of future-proofing. And if you think that's exciting, just wait till you meet the next fish that could quite literally help save your heart. Now, if rainbow trout is the quiet hero of healthy aging, herring is the bold, unsung champion waving a flag saying, "Don't forget about me." Seriously, This tiny, oily fish deserves a standing ovation. Why? Because when it comes to boosting longevity and senior health, herring is like hitting the nutritional jackpot without breaking the bank or your schedule. Loaded with omega-3 fatty acids, herring gives your heart that tender, loving care it desperately needs. Research from the American Heart Association shows that folks who regularly get their omega-3s can slash their risk of fatal heart events by nearly 30%. Imagine that. One simple, delicious change and you could be adding golden years to your life, full of laughter, energy, and memory-making. But herring's party trick doesn't stop there. It's also rich in vitamin D, which your bones crave to stay strong and fracture-free. And here's a jaw-dropper. Just one small serving of herring can cover your entire daily need for vitamin D. That's especially important because as we age, our skin gets a little less efficient at making vitamin D from sunlight. So unless you're planning on sunbathing like a teenager every afternoon, and who really is, herring steps in to save the day. Oh, and one more thing. You're getting a big helping of natural calcium too, helping you stay nimble, balanced, and on your feet instead of worrying about falls or frailty. Picture yourself hiking, dancing at your granddaughter's wedding, or even just confidently striding into the kitchen for a midnight snack, because that's the kind of freedom strong bones give you. Quick tip: if the word herring makes you think of old-school pickled fish in jars, don't sweat it. Fresh herring, grilled with a squeeze of lemon or tossed in a light vinaigrette, tastes phenomenal. Or you can look for smoked herring to jazz up salads and wraps for a savory twist that'll leave your taste buds and your body smiling. Funny enough, I once challenged a friend, Dave, to swap his bacon breakfasts for smoked herring on toast. 2 months later, not only was his cholesterol down, but he claimed he could finally beat his grandkids at tag without gasping for breath. True story, and it's living proof that tiny changes, especially with a powerhouse like herring, make a massive difference. Feeling energized by herring's superpowers? Good, because up next is an even smaller fish that's packed with such mind-blowing benefits. It'll make you wonder why you weren't eating it every week already. Alright, buckle up, because if you thought herring was impressive, wait until you meet the true tiny titans of the sea, wild-caught sardines. These little guys might be small enough to fit on a cracker, but when it comes to packing a punch for your healthy aging journey, they're absolute giants. First off, sardines are ridiculously rich in omega-3 fatty acids, vitamin B12, and a secret weapon you might not hear about often, CoQ10. Sounds fancy, huh? It stands for coenzyme Q10. Together they create a trifecta of brain-boosting, heart-healing, and energy-revving goodness. If you ever find yourself dragging through the day or forgetting where you put your glasses for the 10th time, your cells are practically begging for more of these nutrients. And guess what? Sardines answer that call loud and clear. Here's something most people don't realize. Sardines are naturally very low in mercury. That's because they're tiny, have short lifespans, and don't have time to soak up toxins like bigger fish do. It's kind of like getting all the benefits without any of the baggage. A rare deal in life, right? You know that stiff, achy feeling some folks accept as just normal aging? Sardines help turn the tables on that too. Thanks to their powerful anti-inflammatory properties, they can soothe creaky joints and help you stay spry. I had a client, Harold, 79, witty as ever, who swapped out his weekly tuna sandwich for a sardine salad. Within months, he said even his golf swing had improved. Talk about real-world proof. Not sure how to eat them without feeling like you're prepping for a survival show? Don't worry. Wild-caught sardines aren't just canned with oil anymore, although a good olive oil version is delicious. Try grilling fresh sardines with garlic and parsley, tossing them into a pasta dish, or smashing them onto whole grain toast with avocado for a Mediterranean twist. Boom. Delicious, easy, and empowering for your body. And here's a mythbuster for you. Sardines don't just support heart health, they actually fuel cellular energy production at the mitochondria level. That's right, the little engines inside every cell run better when you eat sardines. So while everyone else is reaching for another coffee, you could be powering through your day naturally. Pretty wild, isn't it? And if sardines have you fired up, just wait till you see the ultimate fish for vibrant, youthful living. It's rich, luxurious, and far more powerful than most people realize. If there's one fish that deserves a royal crown in the kingdom of healthy aging, it's hands down wild-caught salmon. Not farmed, not mystery Atlantic salmon. I'm talking about the real deal. caught fresh from wild rivers and oceans, naturally vibrant and bursting with life. This fish isn't just a meal, it's a full-blown investment in your future vitality. Wild-caught salmon is the creme de la creme for senior health, loaded with some of the most powerful nutrients your body craves to stay sharp, strong, and glowing. Let's start with the heavy hitters. Omega-3 fatty acids, an absolute must for heart health, joint flexibility, and keeping your brain firing on all cylinders. Then there's the protein, essential for preserving precious muscle mass as you age. And let's not forget potassium, the quiet guardian that helps regulate your blood pressure and protect your kidneys. But here's the showstopper. Wild-caught salmon is rich in astaxanthin. Never heard of it? It's a potent antioxidant that gives salmon its stunning pink-orange color and acts like a bodyguard against cellular aging. Astaxanthin doesn't just slow wrinkles and sagging, it actively protects your brain, eyes, and skin from oxidative damage. It's like applying sunscreen to your entire body from the inside out. True story, I once worked with a retired teacher, Jean, who felt she was just slowing down naturally. After adding wild salmon to her diet 3 times a week, along with cutting back on processed foods, she called me months later almost giddy. Her memory was sharper, her skin was glowing, and her stamina was off the charts. She even went back to volunteering at her local library. And don't worry, getting high-quality wild-caught salmon isn't some gourmet chef-only ordeal. You can grill it, bake it, or pan-sear it with just a little olive oil, lemon, and a sprinkle of fresh dill. Want a fast lunch? Toss it into a leafy green salad with walnuts and cranberries. Trust me, once you taste it, you'll wonder how you ever lived without it. Here's a word to the wise. Always check labels carefully. Look for phrases like wild-caught Alaskan salmon, rather than just Atlantic salmon, which usually means farmed. Your cells, your heart, and your future self will thank you. And while wild-caught salmon might sound like the peak of smart seafood choices, there are still traps at the seafood counter that can quietly sabotage your anti-aging efforts if you're not careful. You might think reaching for tilapia is a smart, heart-healthy choice, but if it's farmed, it could be doing the opposite. Farmed tilapia is overloaded with inflammatory omega-6 fats, the kind linked to arthritis, heart disease, and stubborn chronic pain that makes getting out of bed a chore. Worse, it's often raised in cramped, polluted waters, picking up contaminants like dioxins that linger in your body for years, silently raising your risk of cancer and hormonal chaos. A client of mine, Linda, started eating farmed tilapia, thinking she was eating clean, until her joints ached so much she could barely hold a coffee cup. After switching to wild fish like salmon and cod, her pain faded, and her energy soared. Tilapia's mild taste might fool you, but it's the hidden dangers that hurt the most. Instead, go for fish that swim free and nourish your body, not sabotage it. And believe me, there's another fish out there that's even worse, and it's fooling a lot of people right now. King mackerel might sound exotic and healthy, but it's one of the worst choices you can make if you care about staying sharp and strong. It's loaded with mercury, so much that it can trigger memory loss, mood swings, and brain fog, symptoms many people mistake for normal aging. A retired engineer I once knew loved his grilled mackerel steaks until he started forgetting appointments and snapping at family. Blood tests revealed sky-high mercury levels. Switching to low-mercury fish like sardines and trout helped him feel like himself again. King mackerel is a predator at the top of the food chain, which means it absorbs every bit of pollution from the ocean. Every bite sneaks toxins into your system, quietly eroding your brain and heart health. Even though it's easy to find on menus, it's one fish you're far better off skipping. And unfortunately, it's not even the most dangerous seafood slipping onto dinner plates. Swordfish might look impressive on a plate, but behind that firm, meaty texture lurks a serious threat. This fish often carries mercury levels up to 3 times above the legal limit, enough to silently speed up cognitive decline and strain your kidneys without warning. I knew a vibrant 68-year-old who loved swordfish steaks until her doctor flagged her kidney issues and early memory lapses. Traced back to her diet. Swordfish is a large predator, living long enough to collect toxic loads that your body struggles to clear out. You might not feel it at first, but over time, these toxins can cloud your thinking and sap your energy, little by little. Even high-end restaurants often skip mentioning the risks, leaving you unprotected. When it comes to protecting your brain, kidneys, and future. Skipping swordfish is one of the smartest moves you can make. And believe it or not, there's still one fish that's even riskier, especially for those focused on aging well. Farmed Atlantic salmon might sound luxurious, but it's a hidden health hazard most people never see coming. Packed with inflammatory omega-6 fats, synthetic dyes, antibiotics, and pollutants, it quietly fuels inflammation, weight gain, and aging from the inside out. I worked with a client who loved his weekly salmon dinners, yet struggled with joint pain and stubborn fatigue. A simple switch to wild-caught salmon turned things around. His energy returned, and even his skin looked fresher. The truth is, farmed salmon live in crowded pens, exposed to diseases and chemicals that end up on your plate. Worse, genetic modifications and heavy antibiotic use only deepen the risks. If you want to support healthy aging and keep your body resilient, farmed salmon should be off your list. The right choices can transform your health, but they require knowing what to avoid, and more importantly, what to pick with confidence. Choosing fish wisely isn't just about taste, it's about protecting your brain, your heart, and the quality of your years ahead. The right fish can rebuild your health from the inside out, supporting energy, memory, and resilience. The wrong ones can silently drain your vitality, leaving you more vulnerable to problems you could easily avoid. It all starts at the seafood counter. Lean toward wild-caught salmon, sardines, herring, and rainbow trout, and steer clear of farmed tilapia, king mackerel, swordfish, and farmed Atlantic salmon. Small shifts in your shopping habits could mean sharper thinking, stronger joints, and a longer, fuller life. It's easier and more delicious than you might think. And now that you know what's at stake, imagine what could change by simply picking the right catch the next time you shop. Feeling sharper starts with smarter choices. Click and subscribe. Your best years are still ahead.